Hello, welcome back to the Vinceworks YouTube channel. But before proceeding, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you will be updated of my inspiring, educational, and motivational videos. I will be sharing this time regarding my tour in Petra, in the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. I am just so lucky to retrieve my files of pictures when I visited Petra way back in 2010. Actually, in Arabic language, there is no letter P, so they pronounce P as B. So in this case, for the Arabs, Petra will become Betra. Like parking, it become barking. Anyway, we will be using the pronunciation in English, Petra. Amid rugged desert canyons and mountains in what is now the southwestern corner of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Petra was once a thriving trading center and the capital of the Nabatean Empire between 400 BC and AD 106. Petra is a feminine given name. It is a feminine form of Peter, which is derived from a Greek word which means stone or rock. Famous for its rock-cut architecture and water conduit system, Petra is also called the Rose City because of the color of the stone from which it is carved. It has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985. UNESCO has described Petra as one of the most precious cultural properties of man's cultural heritage. In spite of its being such an important city in antiquity, after the 14th century AD, Petra was completely lost to the Western world. The ancient city of Petra in Jordan became one of the 7 new wonders of the world when it was chosen in 2007 by a vote of 100 million people. The city's carved rose-red sandstone rock facades, tombs, and temples became known around the world with its appearance in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade in 1989. Renowned for its charm and ancient cultural heritage, Petra marks the achievement of an impressive civilization, the Nabatean Arabs, who perfectly carved the city into its mountains. Can you go inside the treasury of Petra? No, you can't go inside the treasury, but there's nothing to see. It's just an empty chamber. The Nabateans who carved the ancient city of Petra into the cliffs in the 1st century AD were much more focused on the facade. Petra is a running collection of tombs, temples, and ancient living spaces of the Nabatean civilization. Some main archaeological sites inside the city are the treasury, the tomb of a Nabatean king, the monastery, an isolated mountain temple, a theater, government buildings, and dwelling for regular people. Few Bedouins still live inside the historic site of Petra, dating to around 300 BC. Among the numerous treasures at Cambridge University Library are the private documents of the explorer John Lewis Burkat, who discovered Petra 200 years ago today. I was without protection in the midst of a desert where no traveler has ever before been seen. Despite the grandeur of its tombs and temples, Petra was above all a city of living people. Home at its height to perhaps 20,000 Nabateans, Romans and merchants from around the ancient world. The valley floor and natural terraces of Petra and its extensive suburbs were crowded with neighborhoods. The ancient city of Petra was protected from flash flooding by cisterns constructed to collect flood water following heavy winter storms. Petra's hidden system of aqueducts carried water from the mountains to reservoir and cisterns for residents. After the 8th century, when Petra was largely abandoned as a trading center, its stones structures were used for shelter by nomadic shepherds for several centuries. Then, in 1812, the unique ruins of Petra was discovered by Swiss explorer John Lewis Burckhardt, who used a moniker Sheikh Ibrahim bin Abdullah during his travel in Arabia. Petra spreads out for over 100 square miles, 4 times the size of Manhattan, while donkeys, camels, and horse buggies can hasten travel time between highlights. Most of Petra's sites are best reached on foot. Much later, following the breakup of the Roman Empire, Petra became a provincial capital under the Byzantine Empire. But when that in turn fell to Muslim forces in the 17th century, Petra disappeared in ruins after a series of earthquakes. It came to be known as Wadi Musa, or the Valley of Moses. Petra lies around Jabal al-Madiba, in a basin surrounded by mountains which form the eastern flank of the Araba Valley that runs from the Dead Sea to the Gulf of Aqaba. The trading business gained Nabateans considerable revenue, and Petra became the focus of their wealth. The Nabateans were accustomed to living in the barren deserts, like their enemies, and were able to repel attacks by taking advantage of the area's mountainous terrain. They were particularly skillful in harvesting rainwater, agriculture, and stone carving. Petra flourished in the 1st century AD when its famous Al-Kasneh structure, believed to be the mausoleum of the Nabatean king Aretas IV, was constructed, and its population peaked at an estimated 20,000 inhabitants. The treasury, or the Al-Kasneh in Arabic, is one of the most elaborate temples in Petra, a city of the Nabatean Kingdom inhabited by the Arabs in ancient times. As with most of the other buildings in this ancient town, including the monastery, or Adair in Arabic, this structure was carved out of a sandstone rock face. The structure is believed to have been the mausoleum of the Nabatean king Aretas IV in the 1st century AD. It is one of the most popular tourist attractions in both Jordan and the region. It became known as Al-Kasneh, or the treasury, in the early 19th century by the area's Bedouins, as they had believed it contained treasures. Al-Kasneh, a name derived from the legends regarding the decorative stone urn high on the second level, which in reality is solid sandstone. One legend in that Egyptian pharaoh and some of his army escaped the closing of the Red Sea, created the Kasneh by magic as a safe place for his treasury, and continued in his pursuit of Moses. This led to the name Kasnet al-Pharaoh, or the treasury of the Pharaoh. Another legend claims that bandits or pirates hid their loot in the urn. Significant damage from bullets can be seen in the urn. So this is just the first part of the video that I shared relative to my tour in Petra, and I hope that you enjoy and learn something out of it. And please subscribe and click the notification bell so you will be updated of the videos that I'm going to share in the future. Thank you so much for watching.